Thank you very much. Firstly, this afternoon, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's worked so hard in putting this event together and making it a very special day for Martin. I am always very proud of how well Red Hill Church can host an event. So to all of you who've worked today on so hard, thank you very much. And maybe a round of applause for us. It seems like only yesterday I was asked by Martin to preach his induction service at Red Hill. And what a corker of a sermon that was. I look back on it now with trepidation. What with a sermon seemingly pointed at Martin in the twilight of his ministerial years, being called to Red Hill Church. At that time, who would have known how wrong this was? Who would have known the importance of Martin being called to Red Hill Church? Who would have known that not long after Martin coming to Red Hill, we would be facing a pandemic that forced people to stay at home and churches to close? But to Martin, this became a challenge. Before long, he, along with Dan Pipe, who was helping on the technical side, started holding Zoom services. Strange new thing to us, but we got to know it very quickly. These services quickly became a success, and one positive and good thing that came out of it all was different churches coming together online for worship. And it was only up to a couple of weeks ago that Martin was still having a service online on Sunday afternoon for those who couldn't attend church in the morning.
And I'm late.
You're late. Oh, there you are.
I'm hiding.
Ah, yes. Then we had Martin's online Bible studies, again so well attended by not just Red Hill Church, but a collection of churches and people, and always challenging and thought-provoking. On Monday mornings, Martin organised an online prayer meeting, a time when some of us, and then again those from other churches, came together for a short time of prayer and quiet contemplation. To those of us attending this prayer meeting, it became such a special time and at times very emotional. It's got to be good to be said that in front of a camera, Martin is a natural and always appears ill at ease, although deep down he may have the flutters. And it's through his calm persona that his love and faith shine through. Another quality that Marty brings is that of encouragement in our journey of faith. He gives the courage to push ourselves, to step out from our comfort zones, and not to be afraid at times if we get it wrong. And I know that John Sinclair and myself are so grateful to Martin, along with David Skitt, who helped and guided us through our lay preaching course, and are still there for us to guide if needed. To the congregation at Red Hill, Martin has been warmly welcomed into the church family. He has become loved by many. He has been with us through the good times, the times of laughter, the times of tears. And I really hope that Martin has received and felt the love that has gone out to him during his short time with us. When one comes to the end of a job or term of office, so often we ask ourselves, well, did I make a difference? Such an important question when so much of your life has been in ministry. Yes, Martin, your time has made a huge difference. And it's through your love, faith and guidance that Red Hill Church is in a better place to face the future, wherever that road might take us. It just leaves me, on behalf of the church, to say a very special thank you to Martin and to wish him a very long, happy and fulfilling retirement. I'm now going to ask our moderator, Bridget, if she would mind saying a few words.
That's typical of Martin, isn't it? He always wants to talk. What can one say? As a moderator, I have many ministers, and they've all got many gifts and skills. But Martin is more of a friend as well. He has been very guiding and supporting of me all the time. And I'd like to say that he is quite a funny man, don't you think? He is a natural comic. And we have all enjoyed that side of him, and also his love, care and support of us all through the pandemic. It isn't easy being a minister when you're being asked to change your skill set overnight, but Martin's managed to do that, and do that with such grace, love and laughter, which we have all needed in these difficult times. So as your moderator, Martin, I wish you a very happy and enjoyable retirement, and heaven help the people that you minister to now.
Thank you so much for that, Bridget. It now gives me pleasure to invite a very good friend of our church, David Skip, to come and say a few words. David. Don't ask me to do technical stuff.
Okay, the very famous 18th century artist and painter Thomas Gainsborough relied an awful lot on sponsors and patrons who, by word of mouth, spread how good he was. So he was thrilled to bits one day to be told by one of his patrons that there was a very wealthy farmer in East Anglia who wanted his services. But then he was a little bit taken aback that when he travelled a long distance to meet this wealthy farmer, the farmer didn't want his portrait, but actually his fence painted. So neither artist or farmer got what they were expecting. And that was my first thought about Martin when I was asked to say something today. That really, he's the master of the unexpected. I wasn't surprised. Come, Jesus, when least expected was our first hymn today. I just thought it's all the unexpected. But then I did think that actually I would like, in the few words I say, to turn that on its head. Because in these last few years, when we've become friends and we've worked closely together, actually there are things that in Martin's company and working with him, you always can expect. And they're wonderful. The first Bridget has already alluded to, and that is laughter. You can be sure whether you're in social company, whether you're in tutorials that Bill's mentioned. I mean, tutorials that I knew never had so much laughter with them. Yeah, we were laughing all the time. And socially, you know, there are coffee shops in East Grinstead that are really wondering what we were laughing about half the time. And then the cluster meetings of churches. I have people who go to those. You'll never believe it when Martin shares. It comes alive. It's funny and so much fun. So laughter. We got a great deal to thank Martin for, as Bridget says, the laughter. And then there's the light. The light. Martin has a great capacity for revelation, for in sermon or in magazine letter or in the Zoom Bible studies, helping us see things from a new perspective. We always learn something. And when I've been to the Bible studies on Zoom, I have seen people's eyes widen as they come to learn the things. So light as well. And then there's friendship. In two ways, Martin is wonderful with friendship. On occasions, when Martin's had an early afternoon meeting in Red Hill and then an evening meeting, Martin's come to our house in the late afternoon. And sometimes that's when we have all 4 grandchildren in our very small bungalow, tearing around. And I can tell you that Martin, as we metaphorically, all of us, kick our shoes off, he takes this all in his stride. He doesn't patronise children. He just allows them to get on with things, as we saw in the service today. And it's wonderful. And so there's that very relaxed friendship, which we all need. And then there's also the deeper side. When my brother died very suddenly 5 years ago, one of the very few people I actually rang up and said, look, I need to talk, was Martin. Because I knew the kind of support and friendship I would get on that occasion. So laughter, light and friendship. But actually, the final thing that I think of that you can rely upon with Martin is adventure. This today is 2022 is a momentous year, Her Majesty's 70th Jubilee, URC's 50th, centenary of the BBC. But to me, they all pale into insignificance compared with the fact that this is the 100th anniversary of the very first book of Just William stories. William Brown by Richmond Crompton, who wrote over 50 years, wrote these books of stories in which William was always 11. And there's something of the perpetual child in Martin, I feel, as well. And the great gift, I'm thinking about William and his great, and I love that. I grew up on them. They nurtured me, those Just William stories. And the great thing about William was that life with him was never dull. He would treat each day, even the very normal, as an adventure to be explored, an expedition to go on. It was this idea that things should not be dull. And with Martin, he has this great capacity to enliven the surroundings he's in, to bring something special to that time we have with him. And he, like William, is a great enemy of dullness. And that is wonderful. So thank you, Martin, for the way you have, in a very non-dull way, and challenged us and encouraged us. And as you move on, and you've done that through, it seems to me, a brilliant, uplifting and very loving personality, which we all deeply appreciate. I don't like the use of the word retirement, because Serena Williams, who's been said that is the US Open to be her last tennis tournament, she didn't like retirement. So I'm going to suggest, to use the phrase that she used, that I hope, Martin, that as you evolve away from the United Reformed Church ministry, you will be blessed with much laughter, much light, much friendship, and much adventure. And I pray that you're blessed by all those things, because you have blessed us with them all. And we are truly grateful. Thank you, Martin.
Bless you, David. Thank you very much for those words. At Martin's penultimate service here a few weeks ago now, we had a very special service, not only for the church, but in particular for Martin. At this service, we had the christening of Noah Ramsey and Tony Cousins becoming church member. This is a service where we had young people joining us, and I could tell Martin was in his element. He really was. Later that evening, he emailed me, and he said that if all the services were going to be like that, he would carry on preaching until he was 90. Perhaps you'll make a note of that, moderator, please. Yeah, make a note of that. So what a lovely memory for Martin.
Just have more children, please.
There's a challenge for us. What a lovely memory for Martin to take with him. I'm now going to ask Martin to come forward, along with Tony and Irene. And can we have baby Noah forward, please, with his mum and dad? I hope they're all here. Tony and Irene? They're over there. Tony and Irene here? Ah. Do you want to come forward here, Martin? That's it. Where we can all see you. It's all right. Not going to ask you to make a speech or anything. Don't worry.
I'm sure everyone's very hungry.
That's it. Perhaps you'd just like to say hello. Thank you.
It's fine, I've got him. All right. You want me to speak?
No, in a minute. You can't wait to speak, honestly. Thank you. It's Martin.
Be careful of the wire. Bless you. Yeah, it is my fault. That's good. Thanks, Tony.
Very good.
Fine. I did ask you earlier whether you were going to have another one.
We'll put it in for the diary for next year, shall we?
Well, I was thinking. Thank you. It's been great.
I've got to say, I'm beginning to feel a bit like Amon Andrews on This Is Your Life. And that shows my age. So I think now is the time for Martin to say something, if you would, Martin.
I would.
Thank you very much.
As I've said, I'm sure that you would like to eat now. So I won't go on any longer than an hour or two. I've got lots of stories that if you ply me with gin, I'll share with you. I could even do it this afternoon, but thank you very much for such a big occasion. I see you all as children. That's the good thing. I like to see the spirit of children who don't mind. You know, they don't stand on any. Do you? You quite like talking to me, don't you? Yes? Yeah, it's a bit of a shock. So I think that a church without children sometimes can be a little soulless, and it's a reminder to us on these big occasions when we want to say thank you to everyone, how much we enjoy the presence of youngsters and how really our hearts go out to churches that don't have that pleasure. For those of us who struggle without, we probably need to learn a few different ways, like you don't have to feel uncomfortable when someone takes communion who happens to be, how old is Annabelle? 3? 3. And that's good. That's good. I'm sure Jesus, Noah, how long will it be? I think that Jesus would really appreciate that kind of spirit in his church. And so that's what I long for. In my retirement, just a little advert, I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy. I've already done one in one pub, but I won't tell you where it is because you probably won't be in, sort of in that style necessarily. But when I'm doing the circuit, I will let you know that I'm appearing and I'm expecting good attendance. Bring your children, bring anyone. Children, I'm not sure about that. But I have no intention. I've said this before. I have no intention of retiring from ministry. Just the church. And ministry, through my eyes, can be very different to standard ministry. And if I brought a little bit of insight into your lives, then I've just seen the champagne. Then great, because I think that we've got to change in order for the church to grow. Death and resurrection, I said it in my sermon. Did I say it in my sermon? It's about the ways that we've done it in the past, need sometimes to be put aside, and a spirit of newness and joy and love take over. So, thank you. I've really enjoyed being here with you. I know things about some of you that I will keep to myself. Apart from when I'm doing stand-up comedy. So if you want to know what I'm saying about you, then come and join me. But thank you very much. I think we're going to do
Just a couple more things.
a couple more things. Can I sit down?
No, you just hang on there. John, I wonder if you come forward, please.
You will get the food eventually.
Right.
Thank you. Do I open it? Do you want me to open it?
Well, you can give it away, or
That's a nice sound, isn't it?
there you go, pop.
What was it?
Is it pop or bang?
It's what old people like. You know, when I was a little boy, my mother,
Kind of lay down.
every Christmas, made sure that the paper was flat. So it could be used the next year. And I never liked
So I got a roll
There's
with
a
it.
lot of it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness me.
Just be careful now.
More alcohol. I'm going to be a drunken old sot. Oh. Thank you very much.
That's
You
it.
like that? I'm going to keep this one. Oh, this is port. Now,
Pop.
there goes another pot. Now, those of you who will know me well will know that on Christmas Eve, for communion, because I learnt this from Moat, it wasn't anything to do with me, but strangely enough, the wine wasn't the usual blackcurrant juice. It was port. And I've followed this everywhere I've gone since. So Moat have given me this love of port. And I don't know whether you noticed a slip of the hand today. But while you were all getting juice, I got my port.
So that will clear it up in a minute. Right, and now we go on. This is a challenge for you. An envelope
Thank
for you.
you. Do you see what it says here? What does it say? Trouble. Trouble.
No, it says P45.
You don't believe me? Do you want to see what's in it? I think you're going to be very disappointed. What do you think might be in it? You're stealing my limelight.
You have to take it when you on the circuit, you know.
Sorry?
You have to take it.
Oh, wow. Thank you. What is this? Oh,
Open it up to the other way, and then you'll have a better clue.
I think this is...
Oh, we should have thought of that.
This, what did you say? Parking ticket. Thank you, Dan. It's theatres. So I'm going to spend the whole... I'm driving. I'm going to spend the whole of my life going to theatres. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you.
And there's more.
Thank you. I'm told that Bromley have a very good theatre.
Yes.
Has a very good theatre.
Yeah.
It's my life. I'm going to be the Dane. Oh, thank you. This is an answer.
Yes. We thought you could buy something for yourself.
Do you think a book?
Well, we decided
I've got
not
lots
to
of
buy
ones.
you book tokens,
Thank
but
you.
you
Thank
may
you.
find there's something you want to buy for your new flat.
Thank you.
All right? Somebody's put another bag on the table. I don't know if you...
It's Andrew.
Andrew, right.
Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, look, it's Ribena.
Very nice.
You might not get out of the door with that.
No. This is it's a more alcohol. So I'm going to have a very good evening this evening. Thank you, Andrew.
Very nice.
Andrew is the vicar at Swithins in East Grinstead. And we've had many a drunken lunch together. Those days I never did elders in the evening.
Right, you have some cards
Thank you.
for a variety of people. You might want to open them in a moment.
Yes.
One last
They're
present.
all desperate for food.
Yeah, I know. It's because there's not enough, so we're trying to blag it. There you go.
Lovely, thank you. Thank you. Excellent. It says celebrating the retirement. They can't wait to get rid of it. On the 31st of August, the Joint Minister of Red Hill and Moat United Reformed Churches. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'll be celebrating the rest of the year.
And if anybody wants to do something with Bridget's identity, I've got a copy of her signature if you want it.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Are we going to...
Yes.
Okay.
So, you talking? Yeah. In which case I'll get out of the way.
If he is, it's ventriloquism. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, Martin. You can go now. Oh, no, you can stay here.
It's a lovely cake. By the way, the cake here, just so that you know, it's going to drop. It says happy retirement, just to make sure that I go. and it's a suitcase. As far away as possible is what the message I'm getting.
Thank you, Martin. Yes, and we do thank Bernice for the cake, and I do urge you to come and have a look at it before it gets cut up. Now, if my dodgy old brain serves me correct, and it probably doesn't now, it's far too hot, it's Martin's birthday tomorrow. It is, yes. And it's one of those special birthdays. It's got a 0 on the end. And I won't say which one.
30, isn't it?
30, I think, Martin, isn't it? Yes. We have got glasses. Maybe you'd like to raise your glasses to Martin, wishing him a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Martin.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
And if anybody would like to sing, happy birthday